I think it was the ultimate aspiration. I think it still is, actually. Male, female, black, white, gay, straight, anything is to become a white, a WASP male. That is sort of the ideal American. That is the currency of power and success in the United States.
You think that's still true right now?
I guarantee it. Yes.
Where
I think
do,
it's
where do you
always
see
some
that?
form. Where do I see that? I see it when I see rap stars dressed like in Ralph Lauren. It's just like the accoutrement of WASP, the WASP heritage, whether it's Brooks Brothers or Lilly Pulitzer or whatever, or yachts or Down East or Newport, whatever it is, that still has the sheen of success and power. And even when people from the South go to the White House, there's just this transformation happens. It just is. It's close to the royal lineage of America, and you kind of want to be part of that aristocracy. And because we have, I do think, an extremely socially mobile culture still, where accumulating wealth can put you at the top of power no matter what your background is, you then sort of want to make yourself acceptable. And those are the qualities, however abstract they become, that we all value.
So that resentment that's in the show between the guys who went to Ivy League colleges and the guys who didn't go to college at all, you think that's still there in America?
Absolutely. I think, and as higher education becomes more and more privileged and more expensive, it's almost turned back in time to the way it was. Believe me, there's still a secret handshake.
You say that America's still a mobile society, but
Yes.
it is less mobile than other places. And one of the things I wonder about thinking back...
I don't know if I agree with that.
You don't agree with that?
No, I don't. I still think, having lived in Los Angeles, where there is a true melting pot of cultures, of recent immigration, I think that people's attitude about who the minorities are represented may be behind the times, but if you look at how, for example, Cambodian Americans have risen, if you look at certainly African Americans in the last 50 years, there is tremendous prejudice, but there is still an idea that if you accumulate wealth, you will be listened to.
And there's that that story that you write about, that mid-century story, born dirt poor in the
Yes.
30s and rising to power. You think that story is still possible?
I know it's possible, and I think it's one of the only places in the world where it's possible. I am a reader of Piketty.
You were a reader
Yes,
of Piketty.
Yes, and I do believe that there has been some limitation to that mobility.
I need to jump in. Did you actually read that book?
I read a lot of that book.
Well, God bless you.
You know what? He's a great writer. It's one of these things where I don't even know if the research is good, but he is a great writer, and it reads well in translation.
How did he change what you think?
He confirmed what I thought, which is that legislation to protect inheritance in the last 50 years has kept certain people from even buying their way into power, from accumulating wealth. And if you say it's a meritocracy, I didn't know it was going to be so political here, but if you say it's a meritocracy, that is that, as long as we have money in politics, as long as we have money in higher education, Harvard University has this tremendous endowment, but people still have to pay to go to school there. Intelligence can pop up anywhere, and having access to those things and letting your children have access to them, and the story of coming here as an immigrant and opening a liquor store, and then your children becoming professionals, doctors, lawyers, etc., and then their children becoming artists, and then their children being broke and becoming store owners again. I mean, if you look at the story of Korean Americans in Los Angeles, I do believe in that, and I do believe, even if it's not rural poverty, that there is a way to there is an American story like that, and I don't think it's possible in other countries. There are very few places like the United States where when you live in New York City for a year and people ask you where you're from, you can say New York.